And we're back! Now, with the last handful of episodes of Tiger and Bunny, as of right now, the last Tiger and Bunny thing, period. You sad, Die? Episodes 21 through 25 of Season 2. I mean, hey...
sad as you were when they referenced the fucking beginning, but that's for later.
Well... Yeah, so I guess let's get right into it. So we actually did it right at the perfect time, too, because these 5 episodes are basically the climax. The first episode is build up, and then the last 4 are just nothing but the fight. Well, we open up, I guess, with Bunny talking to Mattia early in the morning as they do that thing where it's like only a couple of hours left, like 6 a.m. or some shit, because they have to leave at noon. And he's telling him, like, I can't protect you anymore. Actually, I just realized they never really did anything with Mattia working on the drug to deactivate that shit, did they? What?
Why?
Yeah, it's just... I was wondering if you remembered them doing anything with it. Well, whatever. I mean, hey, Mattia reveals here that the only thing he was able to find out in his investigation is the person controlling him is left-handed. It'd be kind of hilarious if... My hand! It'd be hilarious if Ripley was left-handed.
Was you.
What? No, I'm one of those people who does some stuff better with my left hand or vice versa. So, I don't know. I mean, the Tiger texts Coyote, that'll be fine. We pan over to the mayor as he really wants to meet little Aurora because she's on her way to Sternbuild. And this is when you commented saying the mayor looks exactly like Obama.
This is always a thing, but it's just more noticeable now that I think about it.
I mean, when this anime came out a decade ago, Obama was a thing, so maybe it was done as like, oh, mayor referenced current prez at the time. This does take place in a form of America.
Not like the mayor had much presence in season 1.
Yeah, doesn't really have much here either. Although he does play a more major role here. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's see, we have Sky Emblem, you know, that team walking John and John. Why did you name your dogs that Sky High, damn it? And they're basically commenting about how they're getting to train and keep the routine while they can, because they might not be able to when they get to the evac center. Cut back to Bunny talking to Tiger now, as he says Agnes wants to film one more episode of Hero TV, so they have to be at the studio 30 minutes before they leave. So yeah, you all can see the point of this episode. We're going to keep jumping forward like 10 minutes at a time as we see what each hero is up to. Ryan talking to the CEO of his company, who's also voiced by Bill, but I think this might have always been a thing. That's what you were saying, right?
Because we only glossed over the sponsors.
Yeah, because, well, they only said like one line each, so we were able to call out a couple of them, but some of the other ones we couldn't. Yeah. He basically just tells him, no rogue heroing or you'll be fired. Don't be an idiot.
And,
blah, blah, blah.
And there's only 2 prominent sponsors. One of them is Lloyd.
And the other one's Naruto.
That's still weird.
Let's see. Blue Rose's mother, who's Ann Yako, but I don't think she was in the first half of this season.
Some ad voice things happen in this half.
Yeah, basically, you know, doing the whole worried about you, take care, blah, blah, blah. We cut to Kat's mother, and she's still being a cunt about Dragon Kid, blaming Dragon Kid for everything, because, lol. And Magic Cat's like, you still don't understand a thing about me. Let's get out of here, Dragon Kid. But hey, we don't have time for that. We've got Ripley apologizing to Sunshine, telling him, it's okay, don't worry, you're doing fine. Just do this one last thing for us, and then your life will become much better. And Sunshine is like, oh, I can't wait. I get to do this, and then I get to be dine with Ouroboros. And immediately you and I predict, like, oh, as soon as they hang up the phone or whatever they're talking on, they're immediately going to talk about betraying each other, aren't they? And sure enough, they do. So if it wasn't obvious, they both scheme to kill each other. I wonder who's going to win in the end at that one.
Bear's gonna win. Bear always wins.
Well, speaking of ad voice becoming a thing, we cut to Bunny at an orphanage as he encourages a Shota voiced by Karina because holy shit, she was really hoard out this set. He's just doing the whole thing like, don't worry, you know, there's a hero in us. You all know this spiel. But it's time for Rock Bison and Origami Cyclone, as Rock Bison's like, I gotta get that present. Today's my last chance. And Cyclone, they did tease this earlier. I don't think I brought this up last time, but I'll bring it up here. So Cyclone is like, who's the present for, man? And you find out he thinks it's for him because Cyclone's birthday is tomorrow or some shit. But we'll find out who soon. Rock Bison's like, don't worry about it. It's not important.
I mean, honestly, they foreshadowed this as like one of his first lines in episode 1.
Yeah. Let's see. Black goes to Thomas's place. Thomas already left, and he gets a text from Ruby saying, "Thank you for reuniting me with my bro, man." So Thomas is gone. I know. I'm sad too. Now that we've caught up with all the heroes, though, stuff gets real. Because a Dorothy Fawn news anchor, don't worry, this one is fine because Little Aurora does nothing, and we do mean that, is talking about an X-riot breaking out at the prison. God, what do you think of prison riots? Prison break? I don't know.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to do at a prison? Have tea?
Dude, when they first said a prison riot, I don't know why. I just thought of that fucking scene in Cobra Kai where it played the stupid Frank Sinatra song, you know, with Crease. I don't know why, dude. But, yeah, so Tiger is talking to Kaede, and he more or less like, I'm sorry, I won't be able to keep my promise. I have to be a hero, because he wants to go help. And Kaede, instead of getting mad at him, it actually seems to be cool with it. Character development. Can you believe it, Dai?
I know, right?
Well, before he can go anywhere, Bunny finds him and says, hey, it's time to go film, man. We gotta film our final episode. The Tiger reluctantly goes. When they arrive at the studio, though, there's a surprise waiting for them. All their hero suits are there. Yeah, Agnes kind of expected something to happen in a sense. It's like, hey, we're going to film one more episode. Remember, though, the risks are if you do this, you're probably never going to work again. And all of them accepted, except for Thomas, because his ass isn't here. Which means Black is forced to work on his own. Yeah. Let's see.
Yup, totally on his own. Thomas is not gonna show up again in a few episodes.
Oh, we already know he is. Come on. Well, before they can all roll out, Bunny ends up talking to Tiger privately about how his doctor, Patrick Seitz... Dude, this doctor changes voices all the damn time. I don't even know if it's different doctors or not.
It might be.
He more or less tells him that his injury is fucking up his body really badly, that he might need to retire from being a hero if he's not careful. So, and that his strength threshold has fallen critically. That now it's not even on the level to be a superhero anymore, some shit. So he's basically saying, Tiger, this is the last chance I'll ever be able to be a hero with you, man. Come on. So Tiger gives him a speech, which it flashed back to what he also told Kaede on the phone at the same time, more or less, as we overplay it. What a real hero is. The whole spiel that you don't have to be an X to be a hero, just help someone. That makes you a hero. And Buddy's not crying at that. It's just the rain, guys.
It's only the rain.
I'm not crying.
But the rain stopped a week ago.
We're inside, Bunny. Shut up. There's a leak in the ceiling.
There's clearly a leaky faucet.
Cut to the prison as we see what happened, and a Yuri Lowenthal ad voice is talking about following the higher-ups' commands, because, of course. And that's when Sunshine shows up, and he causes a rampage. He hugs everybody. Di, do you want a hug?
Yes. Sounds like a fun time.
Well, they break out and start attacking the city as a Jameson Price ad voice warns everybody. I'm surprised that they never did a flashback to Maverick talking with how often Jameson Price was used here.
They probably thought they would. Then again, he was probably already there because of good luck mode.
Yeah. Well, the news is immediately hijacked, though, by Agnes for Hero TV, as we see two... You said these two guys were voiced by Lucia Dodges, arguing over it?
Yeah, one of them doing his Hifumi voice from Danganronpa.
Weird, this is the first time we're hearing him in this whole thing, at least from what I could tell.
I mean, he was in season 1.
You mean set 1? Yeah, I guess that's
set
true.
1,
yeah.
and in backflashes.
Well, we cut to Yuri, lunatic Yuri, being yelled at on the phone by the chief of police about what is he going to do about the heroes. He needs to subdue them because this is the police job, not the heroes. And I have no idea who voices this guy. I'm guessing you don't either. Hell, some of his lines you thought were Kyle better.
So if that's the case, it could be Dave.
Yeah, Dave B. Mitchell again. Well, enough time for that, though. Yuri's pondering his thoughts as we cut back, and they keep going on like, man, Black is really gung-ho about this, as he thinks to himself, I have to do well, so Thomas won't come back. And Thomas is talking to Ruby. He's like, don't worry, they don't need me. I just get in the way. They're good without me. Yeah, that's it. Oh, damn it, Thomas. Come on, just go back already. We know you're going to show up eventually. Well, before the heroes can make any real progress, the Popos surround them, because this is something to do at this moment when you guys have next rampaging. Figured you'd want to wait till after they're subdued.
No, they want to show that they're capable.
This is when the reunion starts happening! Diamond Man shows up! That's the Kyle Aber thing from Set 1, guys. that could turn his skin into diamonds. And he's crazy now.
Of course, none of these exes are they have a stock growl voice.
Yep, because they're out of control. Let's see. Ben Diskin or Cyclone's friend Edward shows up. Robin Baxter, this is the one we were talking about, shows up where Bunny's trying to chase after one of the exes, and he's like, wait, what? How'd I end up here? Because, Robin Baxter, for those who need a refresher, he's the guy that could change places with you.
They even show a clip from the movie.
Yeah, so if you only watched the anime, basically, and skipped the beginning, thinking it was a recap film, you wouldn't know what the hell's going on here. At the very least, you might not get the reference. Might just come across like, oh, they must have dealt with this dude off screen. So, I don't know, I thought that was an interesting callback. But yeah, they're trying to stop Edward from crossing the bridge. Cyclone and them. Speaking of which, they subdued Robin Baxter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was tied up to a lamp. Oh, no, I think that was the bomber.
Oh yeah, the bomber's back too.
From Set 1.
I think that's the one I called Flame Hyanard.
Burn!
Burn! Well, Team Ryan Rose go into the prison alone, chasing after Sunshine, thinking that if they stop him, then this is fine. Speaking of Sunshine, he's panicking because shit is getting really crazy. He wasn't expecting the heroes to show up, but that's when he stumbles upon a friend, who we'll find out in a few minutes. But Rock, Cyclone, and Tiger manage to stop Ed, as cut back to the prison, and Virgil is back. They were really lucky they did not have to get Crispin Freeman in here, since he only growls and grunts.
He sounds just like everyone else.
I'm legit surprised Ryan Rose were able to take him down as easily as they did.
I mean, Ryan was the one that helped take him down the first time.
So I guess he might have already known how to do it.
Because he's not really... because his power's not really good at handling gravity.
Okay, I guess that's true. Well, we don't have time for that, though, because that's when Sunshine arrives clapping like a smartass. We're like, you thought I'd be scared of you? I'm not scared of you. I have a new friend. I have LL Dune. Yeah, that's the hero killer the twins worshipped, or the guy who defeated 17 heroes, and remember in set 1 the twins worshipped him, saying they wanted to beat his record. LL Dune is voiced by Chris Swindle, because we didn't have enough Chris's, who's Alfred from Bloodstained, and James Sullivan from Kingdom Hearts 3. Wait, isn't that the name of the dead drummer of Avenged Sevenfold? I'm really confused by this now. Anyway, well, I think he does fine. Gives him the whole old man voice, because this dude is older.
Yeah.
And he beats Team Ryan Rose off screen. Why are they doing that with the villains this go around, huh? Did that with the twins, too, in set 1. I guess because they want to play up the mystery to what his power is. What?
Yeah, lots of off-screening this season. I mean, probably just showing the villains are actually stronger than the average something.
Well, Al Dune, before he can get to work, jumps to the museum to get his old costume back. That's the most important thing. As he believes the heroes are actually working against society, that they're actually villains. That's the lie Sunshine sold him. Because apparently Al Dune, while he was in prison, started believing he was actually a hero doing the right thing this whole time. He was deluding himself. So, you know. And he systematically starts taking them out. Team Sky Emblem, yeah, takes them down. Magic Dragon takes them down. And that's when we find out what his powers are. It's the same as Tiger and Bunny's, except he only needs a minute to recharge his powers fully. That seems kind of fucking broken, but whatever. Oh yeah, we also find out that the mayor is being mind-controlled here. Like, we did pan over and see that, but I'll bring it up here, because he's giving a speech now that little Aurora has arrived. And Matthias sees the speech and notices the mayor's favoring his left hand. My hand!
Oh, that's weird. He used to be right-handed.
Yep. And that's when the heroes find out Plan A was for Plan Aurora. They're going to have the mayor kill little Aurora, so that would start a war between the Nexts and the humans. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think Ripley's plan makes much sense. Well, not the plan itself, her motivation. We'll get there, though. Even Tiger comments how it's a little stupid. Let's see, Rock Cyclone versus Aldoon as Tiger heads off for the mayor. They try holding him back. You know how that goes. And time for some really silly dubbing, Di. As Lunatic arrives to kill the mayor. Tiger shows up to stop him, telling him the truth, and Lunatic ends up attacking the Liam O'Brien dude that worked for Ouroboros. Yes, we have come full circle where Liam O'Brien has attacked Liam O'Brien. It's never going to get old with this dumb shit, is it? Well, shit's about to go bad to work. I mean worse.
Work.
Yes!
Oh,
As
it's a work.
well, it
I
is.
got you.
Well, I mean, yeah, Lunatic's taken over by Ripley. So, my theory wasn't completely wrong. I thought she was going to take over Tiger or Bunny, though, to force them to have a fight, or one of the other heroes. Not Lunatic. But I guess we did need to see another Tiger versus Lunatic fight. Cut back to Bison and Cyclone as they're downed, and they're talking about the gift. The Cyclone's like, dude, just tell me what the gift was already. It's okay, man. And this is what Rock Bison reveals. The gift wasn't for him. It was for Agnes, because he really wants that. I have so many questions. I was not expecting that to be a ship of all things. I don't think you are either. What?
Yeah.
And
something.
Disappointingly, we don't get any follow-up to this either. I would have liked to see what he gave her or something, maybe a thing in the credits, but I don't even think she comments on it, really.
Actually, that more explains why in the last set he was trying to get Origami to slip her the pin so they could impress Agnes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now it makes sense. Well, he might have, I think he was also the one that commented on how she gained weight, and it's like, okay, so he noticed right away, made a comment about it. Well, they ended up getting their asses kicked, as Thomas is back to help Black take on Aldoon. Yeah, I know. Who would have thought Thomas would show up again? Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Well, Thomas, we then flash back to him talking to his sister Ruby, and he's like, I have to go back. I forgot something at Stern Build. That's all. I'll be back as soon as I can. I just have to get that thing I forgot. Yeah. Well, Bunny was there to take on Aldoon, but they tell him to go help Tiger because he needs it since he's taking on Lunatic. Bunny rushes off, activating his power, as we have Tiger and Bunny versus Lunatic, and Black Thomas versus Aldoon. Well, this is when we get Ripley's flashback. So she was an orphanage, or at an orphanage. Yes, she was an orphanage. She was an orphan at an orphanage at X and was saved by Ouroboros. When she went back to see how the other orphans were doing, all of them committed seppuku. Every last one of them. Why? Because all of them at that orphanage were ostracized for being next. Mass suicide. Was not expecting that. But, so her thing is, she will save Nex from the humans. So she will kill little Aurora. That way, the humans will hate the Nex because she thinks it's maddening that the humans only appreciate useful Nex instead of all Nex. I'm sorry, man. The logic just seems really silly here. Her plan to save Nex is to kill Nex. Or at least specific ones.
No wonder why she was demoted.
Yeah, like... Ripley, you're a fucking idiot.
And if Tiger thinks so, it must be true. Because it's illegal to be that dense.
Well, cut back to the other heroes as they're slowly getting up, thinking that they need to save the civs while the remaining heroes fight off the supervillains. As Magic Cat's mother finally sees her daughter being hero and thinking, oh, so that's what she meant. Could have noticed it sooner. I don't know. And as Black Thomas are getting ready to fight Aldoon, they get into a debate of Thomas being like, stay out of my way, you're getting in the way. And Black's like, no, you're going to accept my help whether you like it or not. I mean, they managed to get a really good hit on him. Is this when, does Black's powers work here, actually? You know what I mean, his barrier staff thing.
Oh no, he turned his barrier into a drill, and Thomas used his ability to propel him forward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently they knew exactly what the other was thinking. The whole thing of them working together. But it didn't really work very well. Aldoon is still fine. He's like, I was scared there for a minute. That was actually a really good attack. Because, I mean...
It broke his helmet thing.
Yeah. And you guys know, he has the same power as Tiger and Bunny over there. You know where this is going to be poetic, or whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, speaking of Tiger and Bunny, before they could take down Lunatic, the Ouroboros Liam O'Brien shows up, crashing into the... I don't even understand what happened here, man. Help me out here.
He was driving a truck.
Why do you lose control of it so colossally, though?
He was trying to crash it into Little Aurora.
Okay, so... it's short, he's just a shit driver.
Yeah, so he's so shit he couldn't even kill someone with a car. What an idiot.
Yeah. Well, after a final push, they do manage to take down Lunatic, as Ripley's thinking inside the body, this body's useless. I need to move to another host. Her host is the other Liam O'Brien, so she jumps bodies from one Liam O'Brien to the other. This is so fucking stupid in the dumb, man, I can't. Damn it. It's so dumb.
You know you love it.
Oh, I do. I do. It's still really dumb, though. But yeah, that's when Sunshine shows up, shooting Ripley and silencing her. As he thinks to himself, he's like, yeah, I did it. I listened to your objectives, so I'm going to be promoted to one of the higher-ups of Ouroboros, right? Yeah, sure. You did good, Sunshine Man. And that's when Aldoon also shows up to take on Tiger and Bunny, because Black Thomas kind of got fucked up. So, I guess we know who won the betrayal tactic in the end. It was Sunshine the whole time. But things aren't all good for him, as Aldoon starts realizing, were you lying to me, Sunshine? These guys seem like they're actually heroes. They're willing to sacrifice everything for normal people and each other. You were lying, weren't you? No. You know what? Fuck this. And Sunshine drugs and hugs him. I'm kind of surprised he didn't do from the start, but here we are. And this is when Lunatic awakes to help them out. Yes, you get Tiger and Bunny and Lunatic versus the final boss of the season. Can't say I was really expecting that. Then again, I guess Lunatic might have helped them out a little bit in the movie, The Rising. He kind of did, right?
A bit.
Yeah. And this is when we find out what the real trigger for Sunshine's ability is he grabs Tiger. It's not a hug. It's a lick. He has to give you a little kiss, yeah. Just let him tongue kiss you. Sorry. But, so now Tiger is going ape shit. It's a bad day for bunnies. Bunny has to take on Tiger while Lunatic has to try holding off Aldoon. Mario is commentating this whole thing, obviously, and he reveals Sunshine's power to the public, saying there was never an X virus, that this is what it's been the whole time. Well, before Tiger can do any massive damage, he snaps out of it, but this is when it's revealed he's no longer a Next. His powers were already fading, and this was basically the thing that made them short-circuit completely and use up everything. Are you sad, Di? Tiger can't be a hero anymore.
It's what you would have wanted. I mean, it was going to happen eventually.
Well, as Lunatic's getting his ass kicked, you all know the anime trope. He has a flashback to his dad telling him to be a hero means to stop bad people. So, it's encouraging him to give it another shot. Bunny's suit gets fucked up, forcing Tiger to give over his. And it's time for the final push. Isn't this when they do the Tiger and Bunny mode, or whatever it's called, for the suit?
Well, you mean Bunny does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tiger can't really do anything. What the fuck does it do with the suit? Because the other thing made his foot larger, since this is Tiger and Bunny mode, because that's what the narrator said.
Oh, you see, it takes the bits that are usually glowing green, which is the tiger's color, and turns them pink.
Oh, okay. So it combines them more or less? Kind of? Yeah. Well, they managed to take down Aldoon after everything they had. Keep in mind, though, Bunny is probably also half dead with how much using his power really fucks him up. Tiger's no longer next, and Lunatic is also bleeding profusely. So, win-win? As far as Gregory Sunshine, Team Ryan Rose find him and end up subduing him, having him arrested. I wonder what's going to become of him now.
Him and it crushes his stupid suitcase under all that gravity.
Yeah.
It's probably just booze inside.
I wouldn't be surprised. Or money for booze. Dude, he makes even Venti blush. What? Don't look at me like that. Back to little Aurora, thanking Tiger and Bunny, saving her before she ends up leaving, and yeah, this character was literally just a plot device. There was nothing to her character at all. Get the fuck out of here, little Aurora. You're not needed anymore. But Tiger and Bunny turn to see a blood trail, clearly lunatics. They follow him, it's to a bridge, right?
Yeah.
They say they want to help him, that what he did was actually heroic this time, that he doesn't seem so bad. As he's like, I no longer hear the voice of Thanatos, and I realized the voice of Thanatos was just me this whole time. I don't know if we brought that up. Yeah, every time he would do one of his attacks, he would say, obey Thanatos, or etc., like something to that effect. And this is when it's left ambiguous as he sets himself on fire and falls off the bridge. Did he commit seppuku? Is he dead? Is he alive?
There was no splash.
Which one could argue maybe his body incinerated to ash before it hit that far down, but I think they're just leaving it ambiguous in case they want to bring him back in a potential sequel. Lunatic is way too popular. Either way, though, this would be a conclusion to his character arc. After everything where he hated his father, he then understood why his father was such an important hero to everybody, and ended up becoming a hero himself at the end. So it did come full circle. If he doesn't come back and is indeed dead, he at least went out in a good way, I guess. But enough about that. Cut back to a Jameson Price cop taking Sunshine into custody, and the Jameson Price cop is on the payroll of Ouroboros and kills him. Do you think he was Maverick the whole time? They have multiple Jameson Prices on the payroll, man!
They probably know how to clone a few people.
I mean, they had a shit ton of Kirks from Season 1 as well, if I remember right, that were working with them. And a Kirk in Season 2, remember the guy with the twins? Well, after that, it reverts all the X's back to normal. Since he's dead, his powers deactivate. As Magic Cat's mother goes on about how people need to change, she's going to change. So, good on her, I guess. Maybe she won't be much of a cunt anymore. Kaede and her grandma celebrate that their happy tiger's okay. And that's when we get our epilogue with the heroes. As Tiger says to the others, he has no choice but to retire. For obvious reasons. He's not a Next anymore. So, it does make you wonder, how would a hero like Batman work in this universe? You know, one that primarily uses gadgets and stuff to enhance their own physical capabilities. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that.
Maybe someday.
Well, it's all good, though. He said he'll help out anyone if he's able to, regardless of whether he has powers or not, because that's the true definition of being a hero. As all the teams are happy to be working together. Even Black and Thomas are bonding now. As Black's like, I don't want to spend... Or Thomas like, I don't want to spend time with you. And Thomas like, are you sure, man? Fuck, I keep getting the names mixed up. Let me try this again without having a stroke. So Thomas being a dick, and Black says, I don't know, man. You could come over. I make a killer lasagna. And Thomas like, wait, on second thought. All it took is lasagna die.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
just
Italian.
Like
What? I mean, lasagna's good. I do like lasagna. But you all know the chicken's the greatest food. So, yeah. Black and Thomas are now together, being good friends. Now, with Bunny and Tiger, as Bunny says to Tiger, regardless of his fading powers, or not his fading powers, but his injury getting worse, he'll still keep fighting, just like Tiger, because it's all he knows how to do. Even if the team is split up, he doesn't know, man. He doesn't know how to do anything else but be a hero. So, that Tiger inspired him. Also, he's crying here again. I mean, it's the rain, guys! The rain! As all the heroes head out to dinner, or at least plan to, a doll asks Bunny, are you happy? As Bunny says, maybe. He's happy, man. Are you happy? Those dolls are fucking creepy, and I thought they were going to play into something. Reminds me of the stupid Chucky doll. What?
Oh, so you want to watch the Chucky TV series?
No, I don't. Fuck you. And you said the credits just shows a clip show of the season. This is where I thought it would show what they were doing, like they were at dinner, or maybe Agnes receiving the present from Rock Bison, etc., but guess not. And the post-credit scene is at the Hero Museum. Go ahead, Di, tell us what we've got here.
But they are the legendary buddy heroes.
That means they won the competition, doesn't it? Yeah. TNB won the hero competition, we can presume, I guess, since they have their own exhibit. Yeah, it's a little weird we didn't really get a thing to see who won. I guess it's just implied. And doesn't it say 1997 to 1981 or whatever at the exhibit, the time they were heroes? But yeah, that's how it closed out. You still here, Di?
Yep.
Okay. We're robotting a little bit, so I make it sure. And yeah, that's how we really end. I mean, Ouroboros are still a thing, so they could easily make more. I see them potentially making a movie next, since that seems to be their MO at this point. As far as dubbed sillyisms, outside of the ad voice recycling, there's a couple I noticed. For example, Sky High, when talking about how powerful Ouroboros is when they find out they're behind the X riots, he's like, yeah, they even managed to get those powerful twins, Fugon and Mugon. He meant Hugon, JYB's character, but he called him Fugon. No one caught that, apparently. But yeah, I went back and checked. I was like, wait, did he just? And he did. That's the only one fuck up I could think of off the top of my head that I caught. As far as any script changes this set, nothing major that I noticed, at least. I don't think we had any feminism stupidity from Golden Ryan again. Oh, yeah. And I guess our final thoughts on the season. What'd you think of it? What?
The worst part is that it ends.
It was a good season. I still prefer season 1, but this was a solid follow-up. If you like season 1 and The Rising, then give this one a shot. It was full of callbacks and continued the characters nicely, I guess. And being the end of the day, the message of being a hero, get inspired, help people, do the right thing, still worked here too. Oh. I did, as far as villains go, I like the twins. Sunshine was a little silly and over the top, so the mileage on him might vary. I don't know, season 1's villains with Jake, though, and Maverick. So that's why I said, guys, I do really enjoy season 2, don't get it twisted, but I still think I like season 1 a bit more, now that we've seen the full thing. If you haven't seen season 2 yet, and we just spoiled the whole thing for you, it doesn't matter, go watch it. We left out a lot of stuff intentionally, so there's moments that we didn't put in there that are also really good. So you'll go experience it. As far as, do you think they'll make a season 3? I don't know. Die, do you?
No,
Is it because we can't have nice things?
we can't.
Well, I'm wondering what, I guess we could theorize for a second what they could do. Tiger lost his powers, and Bunny can barely use his anymore. So, what, would they call it a new thing? Would it be like a new group of heroes passing of the torch thing?
Yeah, probably.
Like, take place, like, maybe a decade later or something, where Sky High and all the other heroes are a lot older, and we have a new cast. That's the one thing I could consider them doing, I guess? At least we know one thing, though, Die, at the end of this. Rock Bison is shipped with Agnes. A sentence I never thought we'd be saying about this series.
Did you think, oh, I really like Rock Bison now? Was a sentence
No,
you would say?
again, one of the other great things about this season, they made a huge turnaround with Rock Bison. He didn't do as much in this back half, I guess, comparatively, but that's fine. He did everything he needed to in set 1. Also, Tiger and Bunny never went out for that drink they were teasing the whole season. I guess it's implied they did when they went out to dinner with all the other heroes together. But yeah. Because that's really it. It's solid follow-up. It did what a sequel should do. It continued the story in the right ways, and all that good stuff. Far as MVPs, I mean, it's got to be Wally and Yuri. Come on, guys. They're the mains, which I'm so happy Wally's back as Renji, man. I was actually worried about that.
I can't forget Lunatic going, Liam LeBron going insane as Lunatic.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said from the last half, like, he won that one, too. Like, Liam O'Brien killed it as Lunatic, and it was, like, all the build-up was worth it for Lunatic. Because he tried doing the thing of, like, pretending he didn't do any crimes and it didn't work. Then he's like, fuck this. I'm Lunatic, I'm gonna own it. And at the end, he still managed to be a hero and save people. So... But yeah, guys. As far as the new characters, I mean, Mr. Black is cool. I like him. Thomas is your typical edgy dick, because every group needs him. Magic Cat's fine, I guess. I mean, Golden Ryan's the only one I want to hit with a shoe, but he's Golden Ryan. He's always meant to be a twat.
They didn't say, and they didn't double down on part 1 stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone who watched the last part actually looked up that Sonic Boom clip.
That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't notice anything like that in this set, so there is that.
The worst you notice is
Fugon.
Fugon in this.
Yeah. And the ad voice recycling. Yeah, it's pretty serviceable dub, too. It's pretty solid dub. Which, again, I feel like this is one of those shows you should watch in that language because of where it takes place, especially. It takes place in America. Well, version of America. But yeah. Who knows what they'll do with Tiger and Bunny next? If they continue it, cool. If not, this is an okay place to leave it. I do hope they continue it, though, because I do want to see more of these characters and where they could go in the future. Maybe give us a movie that takes place sometime after or something at the very least. I've done it before. In the meantime, though, if you want something else to do, I mean, My Hero just started. There's that. And Chainsaw Man just started. Plenty of hero anime to go enjoy.
What's more heroic than killing demons with a chainsaw?
Exactly. I haven't even started that yet. None of us have. Or neither of us here. So, well, hopefully that show's good. I heard great things. We're getting off topic. What if some of y'all thought of Tiger and Bunny? Who your fave character was? Can't believe Rock Bison redeemed himself this whole set. That is something I was not expecting when we were memeing on him all throughout Season 1 and in the movies.
And they didn't
Especially when
double
he.
down with origami after Set
Oh
won
yeah,
either.
yeah. He was less of a bitch this time. Because holy shit, a lot of people agree. And Set won or the first half of
Although
the
they didn't
season.
really utilize his ability outside of that time where he transformed into the Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, his ability is one of those. Well, because he tried using it throughout the first half. It's very situational, honestly. That's why I think because his ability works like that, Tiger might still be able to be a hero if he just relies on gadgets and other shit, Batman style.
I mean, he already relies heavily on using a grappling hook thing.
Yeah. So I think they
And
could do that.
he barely has access to his powers throughout this season anyways, and he still managed to get by.
Yeah. So there's avenues for them to take if they still want to keep T and B on in the main thing. At the very least, give them like a
I mean,
proper send off
at the
film.
very least, it'll probably go towards the way it was clearly leaning throughout this whole season, them being the mentors to the newer team.
Yeah. Because like I could see Bunny now being paired up with a new person who's a younger hero, passing of the torch thing, where now Bunny has to mentor someone and he's in Tiger's position. And Bunny will maybe even think like, fuck, now I understand why Tiger thought I was such an annoying little shit when I first started. Since Bunny can still use his powers at a limited state or whatever, I can see them doing that. But who knows? We'll see what happens. We've rambled long enough, though. Well, so y'all thought. Hope you all enjoyed and all that good stuff. And hope you have yourselves a great day, and we'll be back with something else next time. It's October, damn it! And this wasn't very Halloween-like outside of the stupid Are You Happy dolls that are creepy as fuck. So next time we're covering some horror stuff. Thanks again for watching.
I
Yes.
got you.
Horrors, exactly. But yeah, guys. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.